More potent than anything you could hope harness. Covered, see the shape of it, sweet as cloaked harmless. The nature of the beast is to hunt for fresh meat. Preying on the freaks, trap cheeks and bed sheets. Sweat me if you want, do your best, impress me.
Welcome to Locker Room Talk. I'm your boy Afghan Raven, and with me, like always, is my boy
Factually Black.
Factually Black. Greatest name ever.
Yes.
Just
Too bad
saying.
too many people took it on Twitter. I'm gonna have to put some Snoop Dogg flavor on it, like Factually Blizzak.
Well, you know, when something's popular in the mainstream
wrap.
media, it's yeah. So, you know, a lot going on.
Oh,
And
definitely.
a lot going on, you know, in the world today that we can talk about. I mean, a lot of stuff that I think been pissing me off completely because people are just fucking retarded. I mean, I just think I have to state that as a fact. People are just fucking retarded.
This is true.
I
This
mean,
is true.
I think retarded is an understatement. I mean, I don't know if there's a word better than retarded to use at this point, but I mean,
Well, I could sum it up right now. People nowadays are pretty much what the 300 would throw off the cliff. You know, it's just like we have just droves of folks that were supposed to be thrown off the cliff. And when they come and argue with you, they're like that guy with that little weak arm, just trying to lift up a little weak ass argument with you. You know, they may get 1 point and they be like, look at this one thrust. You know what I mean? You be like, but where's your shield? Where's your shield with your argument? And they be like, Then they get all mad and want to betray you and throw the country under the bus and shit. That's basically what it is.
oh my god. That is by far the best. By far one of the best.
I'm just saying how I see it, man. You know?
No, I know. And I mean, I couldn't find words to explain it better myself.
You know, that's what it is. That's what we're dealing with. But, you know, go ahead. You carry it on.
Now, if I could remember my original point, okay. So, I mean, what, we've been talking about Russia since about, November 9th? I want to say November 9th. And, I mean, fucking liberals with this ideology that it's only Trump. I'm just like, wow. I mean, if you read the paper today, I mean, I think just about every real mainstream media source, because I know CNN didn't cover it, nor did MSNBC, but they found out that the Hillary Clinton camp was in constant talks with Russia throughout the election.
Oh, no. They're not going to bring that up. You can't bring that up. Why would you bring that up? You can't bring that up.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
You know,
I'm supposed to talk about that?
because no, you're not supposed to talk about that.
No.
You know, because it's only bad if it happens from anybody else.
I thought that was an important topic, though. I mean, I thought our viewers would like to know what's going on in the world.
No, they don't. You can't. The little shield.
Russia's so bad.
Can't raise that point. He can't raise that point.
No, and this is why I just find it funny. Every left-wing, politician has tried to stray themselves so far away from Russia, but then the videos pop up.
Right.
And the pictures pop up.
Right.
Chuck Schumer, I have never met Russia in my life. He has a picture of buying Vladimir Putin Starbucks. And I'm like, wow. Hey, Chuck, you forgot about that? I think what the
No, I didn't know about this. This is new. That one's new to me. I didn't know about that.
Oh, yeah. It's all over Twitter. It's a picture of Chuck Schumer with his arm around Vladimir Putin, giving him a goddamn fucking, I don't know, probably some caramel liberal fucking frappuccino. You know, at Starbucks, here you go. This is my best friend Vlad, and I'm like, come on, but this is what gets me the most. We know, I mean, every left-wing newspaper was talking about the White House wiretapping Trump Tower, and we know that for a fact that I think at this point it's known that the FISA denied a warrant one, I think it was Trump himself, give a warrant for wiretapping for Trump himself. So that must mean if they were denied a warrant, I mean, if I could put two and two together, they were trying to wiretap to prove Russian collusion, but then a warrant gets denied.
Right.
Now, I'm not a very smart man.
Okay.
But I think I can add two and two together.
Right.
And I think I can prove there was no Russian collusion with the Trump campaign if they didn't grant a warrant.
Right.
I'm just saying.
What they were trying to do was probably frame and create some sort of collusion to cover up their own collusion.
Quite possibly. I mean,
everyone knows that there's nobody more corrupt than the Clintons.
Yeah, you can't just make Hillary Clinton look like she was the only one talking to the Russians the entire campaign.
I mean, honestly, like, in all honesty, Trump got rich by messing with these people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They were best friends.
Right. So when it's time to get the backroom deals done and try to get your things off, you go to the Democrats, you go to the Clintons. That's what you had to do. And he understood that. He understood that. He played the game back in the days.
He did.
Then he stepped out of it, and I'll tell you, a lot of people. I had this conversation with someone the other day. They didn't understand. Like, well, I still don't get how he won. I'm like, you didn't get how he won because he's a billionaire that was being looked down upon by the elites the same way they look down on us, and that's what people related to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like now, even after they won, they're so sour that even after we won, they're so sour that they're trying anything. Anything.
That's a shortcoming to say anything. I mean, I would say everything.
That's true.
Everything. Should I even think I seen the Saturday Night Live try to say he's in collusion with aliens at this point to try and make his presidency not legitimate.
See, that's another thing that bothers me because, when you start seeing this stuff come out in popular media and
pop culture, various
forms of entertainment, right? Because, I was a fan of this show, Homeland. I don't know if you ever watched Homeland. So now they have this. They had a character who sound just like Alex Jones, and one of the war heroes who actually came back from some mission very damaged and everything. He happened to be living in Kerry, who's the main star house. He was listening to the Alex Jones type character, and eventually he ends up doing something crazy and going schizophrenic. You know what I mean? Like, and they're trying to, what they're directly trying to do is trying to paint Alex Jones as this extremist. You know what I mean?
No, I totally get that because what's funny is I just finished watching The Arrival maybe 2 days ago and same exact thing. They show these army guys listening to this guy who the character is clearly based on an Alex Jones type persona talking about the aliens are coming, they're coming to suck our brains out, we need to defend our country, la la la. And and it's these two army guys who are like listening to this, this thing. And then what do you do? Next scene is these army guys trying to blow up the aliens with like getting into firefights with their own government. And it's just like, because realistically it's because the liberal left own Hollywood. So of course they're gonna, do this and, take prominent figures who, the right does see as, or who they deem threatening, and try to make them into these outrageous, outlandish kind of guys to show how dangerous they are.
That's true. And you know what? I was just thinking that's a big nod to and a big kudos to Alex Jones. Alex Jones, if you hear this, shout out to you.
No.
Because if you make it on their radar, goddamn, you're doing something right.
Exactly.
Something that you've done has definitely touched a nerve.
Oh yeah.
And it's so if I could cite an example and you give me an example that I didn't even hear about, and they both correlate to each other, that tells you right there that there's some sort of effort against this dude now. And I haven't watched his latest things that came up. But I saw a couple of the titles, and they were talking about how there's so many different things that are coming at him now, and it's way more than it ever used to be. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely way more. I mean, if you just look at it, I mean, he's getting attacked by. I mean, like mainstream media is attacking him now. Like before, mainstream media wouldn't even touch him. I mean, like the only person that would probably touch him would be Pierce Morgan, and that'd be like during like gun debates. But now, like you have, MSM like talking about him at least once a day. You know, they're talking about like, oh, anti-Semite, bigoted, racist, misogynist, blah blah blah. And it's because they see how these local YouTube guys have, helped, quote unquote, draw up the army for, Trump, and how they have opened up the eyes of a lot of people to show how much lying the mainstream media actually does,
Right.
And they find it dangerous because they're no longer in charge of the narrative anymore. They don't control the minds of everybody that they thought they did.
Yeah, frankly, they're freaking out.
Oh, yeah.
Like if the election wasn't enough of a wake-up call and a shock, like, I mean, if I ever seen a face smack in my life, that was one of them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my God. It was the greatest day of my life. I'll never forget that day.
Yeah, I mean, it was really great. You know what I mean? And look, I'll tell you like this. I am a Trump supporter. But I'll be a Trump fan at the end of the first term. You know what I mean? Because I'm still holding his feet to the fire like anybody else. I want you to produce. You know what I mean? You got a job to do. So you go do the job. And I'll tell you this. I like what I see so far.
Yeah. I mean,
because he hit the ground running.
But not according to liberals. We could sit here and read liberal tweets all day of.
So what's the narrative right now about the moves he's made, other than the Muslim ban? We already know how. Oh, I'm sorry, the quote-unquote Muslim ban.
Yes, I mean let's get that right. I mean, because anybody with a brain or two brain cells could actually see it's not a Muslim ban. But I mean, there you go. You forgot about the shield. Remember who we're dealing with here? Yes, I forgot. I mean, these fucking people. I mean, I think a monkey at this point can tell that it's not a Muslim band. I mean, a monkey at the Bronx Zoo. I could talk to him, and literally, I could interview a monkey, and he would know that this was not a Muslim band.
But look,
a monkey.
I saw this thing.
A monkey. No, like literally a monkey at the Bronx Zoo.
A dumplinging monkey.
I'd be like, come here, Mr. Chimpanzee. I got a question for you.
With shitty fingernails. Like flinging dung all day. They're like, no, don't go over there. This exhibit's closed.
This exhibit's closed. He doesn't know what he's doing.
That way, he got projectiles. No, they made an interesting point on Chicago PD, right? On Chicago PD the other day, they put one of the cops on trial, and they were just saying how, yes, everybody has their own type of racism. It's just part of us, but people don't really understand it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I agree with that, because they said you would be upset at if one cop does something to one person, you would be mad at the whole department, and that'll be fine. Oh, no, this is what they said. Excuse me. Dylan Roof shoots up a Bible study, one Bible study, right?
Yeah.
And because of that, you take the Confederate flag down.
Yeah.
A Muslim shoots up a whole club of people, and you're not supposed to do anything to Muslims. You're supposed to double down on your tolerance.
Hey, guys. It wasn't because he was a Muslim. It was because he was gay.
Right.
Let's clear that up.
But you see the point? Like, you're supposed to double down on your... Instead of doing anything about that, you're supposed to double down on your tolerance, which doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, because liberals don't make sense at all.
They're all it's hypocritical. You know?
It's very hypocritical. I mean, because they live in this fucking fantasy world where they think that that their PC culture will fucking make everything better. I mean, you tell me one place in the EU where their PC culture has made anything better.
Right.
How about this? I will pay you $1,000 right now if you name me one place in the EU where their PC culture has made anything better. I'll wait.
I don't know.
Exactly. Looks like I get to keep my $1,000 because it hasn't happened. I mean, let's be serious. If you look in Sweden, the crime rate has nearly tripled. I mean, the rapes have went up, and that's even if you include, their definition of rape, which would include like sexual assault and like sexual harassment.
Right.
Even if you count that, I mean, it's nearly tripled or doubled within time. I mean, you look at Germany. They're having some kind of terrorist attack, like bi-monthly to, quarterly. I mean, you look at what's going on in France, the same thing. I mean, France has had to build a glass wall around the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, like I ever pictured that coming.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But that's the thing about immigration. If you have everything wide open, eventually the place that the people are leaving from will now become that. You understand? Because they're coming all over there. They're going to all turn it into what that is. Especially if they're coming in with their mentality, their culture, and everything, and trying to make that place theirs. They're not trying to assimilate.
Exactly.
There's no assimilation going on. There's no, all right, we're going to come to America. We're going to get to American values. That's how it used to be. You know, like, you remember how back in the days there'll be the Indian in a store, and he'll be screaming USA, USA, USA. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's his assimilation. And you know what? They would really believe in American values and be about America. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Something, or at least more towards than what we have dealing with now. Now they're coming over here like, I hate America. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
You know what I'm saying?
ISIS
on your own soil, though.
Yeah, I'll fund ISIS with my illegal cigarettes, untaxed.
For real.
But I'm not committing a crime, guys. Don't worry. They're just untaxed cigarettes. I'm just gonna fund ISIS with this. Don't worry.
And
but it's not a crime, guys. Don't worry.
It's not a crime. It's not a crime.
Not a crime.
And I'm telling you, there's something else going on with those people, because just for the simple fact that heroin production in Afghanistan has increased to the point that it's over that of China, which used to be the main places. Because heroin only grows in certain type of climate, in a certain type of area.
Yeah.
Right. It has to be like kind of a hilly area. The water has to be running down. It's something, it's real specific to grow heroin.
Oh yeah.
And like now it's the number one manufacturer in the world. Mm-hmm. And you look over here, it's an epidemic. Like kids are using heroin like you used to smoke a joint.
Sure.
You know what I mean? The new doobie is a needle. You know what I'm saying?
Because apparently it's cheap.
It's cheap. But
fucking retards.
It's cheap, but boy, is it expensive.
Got your ass looking like fucking a zombie from The Walking Dead.
Right.
Talking about, okay, shit, here comes Bobby again.
Right.
Like scratching his neck and shit.
But this is what's been going on, They're much smarter than we think. We can't keep looking at them as like these cave dwelling savages, because they're smart.
I knew they were smart from 2003 when we found freaking plans of blowing up bridges in New York. I mean, and they were plotting this from a cave. I mean, you never underestimate. I mean, I think Sun Tzu taught us you never underestimate your enemy. I mean, regardless of where they're from. You know, I mean, that's one thing with them. You can't underestimate them at all. I mean, they've managed to smuggle ISIS fighters into most of the EU, guaranteed within the U.S. borders and within the Canadian borders at this point. I mean, they're not a stupid enemy. I mean, they can't fight. But I mean, they're not stupid. Motivated. Yeah, but they're motivated.
They're motivated. They're highly motivated.
I'll give them that.
They're very inventive in their forms of attack, because they're willing to sacrifice a large thing for something small. Like, I think they're trying to really eat the culture from inside out. And what the liberals don't understand, especially those Hollywood liberals, is that they're feeding right into their hand.
But the thing is that the Hollywood liberals don't care because the Hollywood liberals aren't living with them. These guys are going to poor neighborhoods. They're going to bigger cities. They're not going to Hollywood, California, where these fucking liberals live. They're not living in Midtown Manhattan or Lower Manhattan where these liberals live. You know what I mean? They're getting moved to fucking, goddamn fucking Washington Heights. They're getting moved to fucking East Harlem. They're getting moved to fucking, Detroit, Michigan, Chicago, the Midwest. Like, these are where these people are going. And, like, that's why the Hollywood liberal doesn't care. That's why they stand on their little fucking pedestal and, they look down on everybody and they're like, you need to let these refugees in. This is what you need to do. Because at the end of the day, they're going back to their mansion that has these huge walls around them that keeps the common man out. Because they don't want to see the common man on their ground because that's just not right. And, that's their life. Their life has no effect on what they say. What they say has no effect in their lives at all. And, you think about this. I mean, J.K. Rowling, the fucking writer of Harry Potter, she's talking about how the EU should be taking in more refugees. Mind you, this bitch has like 4 people in her family, yet she lives in like a 13-bedroom house. Why isn't she taking in refugees? And she apparently, I mean, if you do the math, I mean, what? She has an extra like what? Fucking like 11 bedrooms? Why don't you hold some refugees? And that's right, you have extra houses too that you don't live in. Why don't you let some refugees live there? And again, it comes back to this ideology where these, Hollywood liberals believe that they are elitist and they are better than everybody else and that we should just listen to what they say because we pay them money and we fucking put them on these pedestals.
That's true. And it's very easy to speak without consequence.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. They have that, I guess that's a sort of privilege.
Yeah, that's a privilege.
That's a word they like to throw away. That's a word they like to throw around, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I guess that's a privilege to be able to speak without consequence because most of the issues that they take off don't even affect them.
It doesn't. I mean, realistically, look what they were saying. Oh, if Donald Trump gets elected, I'm leaving America.
There's not one left. Did one leave? Can you name one that left?
Well, no, I can't because none of them did. But I mean, realistically, think about the privilege that takes. You have the privilege to just get up and leave a country. I mean, how many people could do that?
See,
not many.
See, now that brings me to this: the Women's March.
Oh my God, that fucking kid! That disaster.
If that wasn't some elitist stuff right there, I don't know what is. Because most people can't just afford to walk off their job. But I have a bigger question. If you wanted to show how important you are by leaving the jobs, right? Mm-hmm. Suppose the male gender were to do the same thing. And most of the force that protects you would happen to be male, right? Mm-hmm. The police force and everything. I wonder how safe the woman would feel if the men just decided to walk off.
Probably not to say.
Just leave them.
Where you going, Bobby? Not helping your ass today.
Wait. Imagine what would happen. They would be screaming they need to get back on their jobs. That's exactly what would be happening. Now, I didn't get affected one bit by these chicks staying home. I was like, oh, what? She had a period? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sometimes they don't feel well. It's all right. She's a woman. You gotta let her go. She ain't feel well. What you want? You don't know what it's like. You don't have to go through that. Oh, she stayed home because of a march. A march? It's a period march? What, to show how important they are? Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, what do you mean? I'm just going to do her job again anyway? Like when she's here? Oh, okay. Not a problem. I'm used to this.
Honestly, how stupid is this, show? Oh, no, we want equal pay. Like, if we could really pay your less, all men will be out of work.
I know.
We just hire women. There's more of you in the country anyway. I'm like, no. I'm getting a chick, yo, because I'm gonna keep that profit because I could pay you less than I gotta pay him.
What are you saying? I could pay her 70 cents less,
right?
And get away with it. Okay.
Especially since most males usually like to have more females around them anyway.
Exactly. Like
I could have some chicks around me, pay them less,
70 cents less.
More money for my company? I ain't hiring no dude, Joe. Back of the line.
Back of the line to you, Johnny.
Right? Just going through resumes like John, nope. Peter, nope. Paulina, all right, we'll slide that on over.
You, Paulina, in this file. Give her a call back. Somebody call back Pauline. Paulina? Yeah, like that.
Like, you're like, if she's not in heels, I'm not in.
Oh, she's wearing a vagina hat? No. Yeah, no vagina hats. I mean, come on.
Vagina hats.
It's vagina hats. Those things are funny.
Like, how lewd is that? Like, am I supposed to, as a man, show my daughter this? Like, you see that girl with that vagina hat? That's a strong woman right there. You look at her as an example of how you fight for your rights. You take a picture of your genitalia and mold it. Stick it on your head.
Walk around
Stick it on
proud.
your head. Now they'll take you seriously.
Now men in the workplace, they're going to take you really seriously.
Right.
And don't show up to work, sweetie.
Come on.
Because men don't like when you go to work.
If I see you wearing a vagina hat, I'm going to just look like, I wonder if that's how it looks. Man.
I know, right?
I'm going to forget whatever your cause is. I'm like, My mind is just like, I was like, pussy. Is she giving pussy? Is that an advertisement?
Why don't those vaginas look the same?
Is she warning me of the dangers of her pussy? Like, I don't know what that is, man.
Is that
It's
hair
weird.
or teeth? I'm very confused at this point.
Like, which lips? I don't know. I just can't get into it, man.
But I think my favorite part about the whole Women's March, by far, were the women who went to work the next day and got fired because they did not tell their employers they were going to the Women's March. And for those employers, I congratulate you.
Now, are the organizers of this march going to then find these women new employment?
No, because they're Muslim extremists who believe in Sharia law. So no.
Sharia law.
Yes.
What are they up to now, y'all? They like peeling bitches' fingernails off?
No.
Showing the ankles?
No. The NYPD actually collared one of the women who started the march for blocking pedestrian traffic in front of Trump Tower. Vehicular traffic. And I think they may not have gave her DAT. I think she might have went to bookings because she's a cunt. So, yes. So to you cunt with a hijab, good job.
Good job, hijab. Oh man, it's funny, man.
Stupid
but
cunt.
You gotta deal with the bed you all have made yourselves. And I have people that I know that are Muslim, pretty moderate and all that stuff. They don't run all that crazy stuff. They're really just calm and at peace. But it's the same way that I look at anything, just the way it is, cut and black. Like the way I look at my fellow black folks. Sometimes the stuff that you're doing is going to make you look, as a whole, like some pretty shitty folks.
Yeah.
And you can't just erase that because that's not you. You know what I mean? You got an internal problem to deal with.
Nah, that's what I tell my fellow white people all the time. I'm like, hey, why are you guys always apologizing? I'm just like, you weren't around.
Apologizing.
Don't apologize. You weren't around.
Right.
I mean, you want to apologize? I mean, I don't know.
What the fuck is an apology?
I know.
Like, what you? Oh yeah, thank you. Well, at least you said sorry.
Excuse me, Mr. Black Eye. I'd like to apologize for the slavery my family did not participate in because we were not in America yet. But I'd like to apologize anyway.
Been waiting for that, man. I'll be there like, this guy gets it. This guy gets it.
Do you know how many YouTube videos I watched over the weekend of like white people just failing at that? Like, hey, you're privileged. You don't know. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You know what? The funny thing is, I used to look at like our own black women and stuff and be like, oh, I see a lot of self-hate. They put all this other hair on their head. They paint themselves a shade lighter. The white man got the most self-hate right now because those liberals, they will get up there and just be fully white, standing in front of there and just rip the white man a new asshole. And I'm like, but
you're a fucking white male. What are you? You're a fucking white male. Like what?
I mean, I'm like, yo, you ain't gotta go in that hard, man. Like what? I don't get it.
Me either. I don't get it either. I'm like, what are you doing? Shut up.
They're tearing a lot of shit up, and I just don't get it.
I'm just like, you white apologist bastard. I'm like, you guys are worse than Nazis right now.
That's why like liberals and all those like the Black Lives Matter and all of that shit, that's why they get along so well. Because, you know, they compete, they're like competing savages. Like, look at Ferguson, right? And then they said, oh yeah, wait till Trump gets inaugurated. We're gonna up that. We're gonna try to flip limousines.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they started. Here's a big difference, right? In Ferguson, they started rioting, and then the cameras came. At the inauguration, the cameras are there, and they're like, "Okay, the cameras are going to be here, so we'll set it off right here. You burn this, you throw that, while I burn this."
Fucking anti-fire guys or fear guys, whatever the fuck they're called. Those you talking about those idiots? Those fucking
God.
savage animals. Those
Oh,
fucking
God.
yo. The greatest thing I've ever seen is when that fucking chick gets knocked out by that dude. And
Yes.
and the cops look at the fat guy and they look at the girl. They look at the fat guy. They look at the girl. And they're like, "Yo, we're just gonna collar you. Get over here." I was like,
Yeah, yeah, because you know what? They done had enough that day. Why they ain't gonna wrestle with him?
They're like, yeah, he was just trying to get to work. I mean, you guys really started this, but they punched a girl. I was like, yeah, but
They
you
punched a woman. They make it seem like a woman is incapable of nothing. Like, this is how funny it is.
I mean, she hit him
want this
first.
equality. You want this equality, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But at the same rate, you're gonna talk about her like she's incapable of nothing. Like, she
Exactly.
can't hurt a fly. No, a woman could do anything a man can.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna say that with a straight face.
Oh my god. It's just.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna get it out.
Go ahead, try.
A woman could do anything a man can. She can also get punched like one. If you decide that you now, first off, these chicks will run up on you and hit you with all their little mighty might. You know what I'm saying? And be like Mighty Mouse hitting you. Like, it's a mouse, but that's Mighty Mouse. That shit kind of hurt.
Just a little bit.
You're supposed to just sit there and feel that. Like, oh, okay, I'm such a big man. That's why I'm bleeding from the side of my mouth, and this eye is black. But I ain't hit her, and you're going to get a whole bunch of sip idiots clapping like, yeah, don't hit her. Don't hit her, yo. Let her throw you in a chokehold till you pass the fuck out or something. You know what I mean? No. You can stop that quick. Swift body slam. Boom. Shatter a windshield with it. You know what I'm saying? And walk off. Like, I only body slammed her.
Shit, I ain't hit the bitch, but I body slammed the fuck out of her.
Just leave. Everybody should keep their hands to themselves. How about that? How about everyone keep their hands to themselves? But they're the most violent people at any protest.
Oh yeah, they are.
They're on the attack. Like, they go there to attack.
Oh my god, did you see the Trump riots at Barclay? Yo, that shit was like a fucking melee brawl at a fucking Slipknot concert in the mosh pit. I mean, motherfuckers were hitting each other with bats and brooms. An old man got pepper sprayed. Like, how do you pepper spray a World War II vet? Like, that's just like inhumane. Like you are not a human. You pepper sprayed a World War II vet. Who the fuck does that? He fought in a war against the fucking
They have
Nazis.
no regards for that.
Like,
They don't care about that.
You are an inhumane sack of shit.
They don't care about that.
If you fucking pepper sprayed a World War II vet, like, the dude was on the ground. Like, I felt bad for him. I was like, if I was over there, I'd fucking take one of those sticks and shove it up one of those fucking anti-FASA fucking cunt bags, fucking twat fucking assholes. Fucking pieces of shit, bro. Like,
Yeah, no, they're out of control. That was out of control, and it just to see people act like that over things, like things that doesn't seem to equate. Like the reaction doesn't seem to equate to the input.
Yeah.
It's like they're like some sort of emotional amplifier.
Dude, they're like a baby.
That's true. Throwing a fit.
Yes.
Throwing a fit.
But this is my favorite part, is like they act so fucking tough. Like they're fucking tough guys. But then it's like, we're wearing a mask. Like, if you're tough, take the mask off and show people who you are. Let's see how tough you really are. Because if I see who you are and I catch you in the street, I will beat the fuck out of you. I'm gonna pull a Anna, what's her name? Kanapalosha, big nose bitch from fucking the Young Turks. You know what I'm talking about?
I try not to watch them.
I hate them too because they're fucking horrible. But I'm fucking better than you, and I fucking know it because I'm better than them, and I know it because like these kids, they're kids, mind you, who still live in their parents' fucking basements, fucking, you know what I mean? Don't do anything with their lives, and like Trump got elected, he's such a fascist. They don't even know the definition of fascism, because yet they're producing fascist acts. You know what I mean? And yet assaulting people for practicing their First Amendment rights. Yeah.
Now, isn't the irony in that amazing?
I know. It's fucking mind blowing.
Like, you don't have to like everything. You know what I mean? But if you're going to be part of this system, you have to understand that what equality is. See, this is how I understand equality. I don't fucking like no goddamn KKK. But they have a right to say what they say. And I'm not going to fight them for their rights. You have a right. If you want to get up and say, this world should be white, I wouldn't say that. Because guess what? On my end, if I get up and say, black power, no one's going to bat an eye. If you get up and scream white power, they're going to be like, well, what you mean by that?
Yeah.
You understand?
No, that's true, yeah.
And what I think a lot of people don't understand is that the fact that nobody takes black power as any type of threat lets you know where you stand in this world. Nobody's taking you seriously because they don't consider you as an equal. You understand? And we're not considering ourselves as an equal. We want all the privileges without any of the consequences. And this is what's going on with the liberals. Mm-hmm. They want all privileges without any of the consequences.
Yeah.
They always said freedom isn't free, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's got to come. It's going to come. Well, it's already coming to a head, but people need to realize that a lot of this shit's just going to have to stop because they're going to end up destroying themselves. They're going to be the ones that suffer.
Oh yeah, they will. Realistically, I would take any Donald Trump supporter over a liberal or an anti-fas any day. And that's just telling the truth. I mean, if you really think about it, most Trump supporters either have some kind of military background or they have masculinity behind them if they're male, and if they're female, they probably have some kind of masculinity behind them as well. And most liberals and or anti-fas are little bitches. So, yeah.
Well, you know what? I find that a lot of female Trump supporters
are masculine.
I find them as feminine and as the ones who admire male masculinity without trying to emasculate it.
Well, no, that's true. I will give you that. I mean, like, look at Tammy Lauren. I mean, very feminine. Yeah, very feminine. You have Lauren Sutherland, Janine Perro. Rachel Maddow. I mean, she is the definition of,
dude bitch, dude bitch, yo, dude bitch, yo, why they put all that feminine makeup on you? But when I see you regularly, you got these glasses on.
She looks like
dressed like
Pat.
Mr. Furley, and you dress like Mr. Furley and shit.
Yeah. She looks like It's Pat. If you remember that movie. Remember that movie It's Pat from like the 90s? It's Pat.
What movie?
Like It's Pat. You don't remember that
Pat?
movie? Yeah, It's Pat. It was like you didn't know if it was a man or a woman.
Oh, hold on, quick Google search for me because I need to see the visual. That's her though.
Yeah.
That yeah, I don't know. Back in Obama's first term, when I took my first long sip of that Kool-Aid, I said, Obama Kool-Aid, this is some good shit. Then, after a year, my stomach started to hurt. A year after that, I got the shakes. And I looked around and I saw my fellow folks still sipping that Kool-Aid. I said, don't you drink no more of that. It's gonna make you sick. but back then, I was watching Rachel Maddow, and I still remember like just not being able to figure her out, because when I would see her on some like regular pictures, she was totally different than how they prop her up for the cable show.
For the cable show? I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
the makeup.
like if they were really about it, they would let her just get on there like she normally is, just in full butch mode. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but why?
But
they can't.
They
though.
soften up.
Yeah.
Why not? This is the liberal media.
No, because liberals aren't that tolerant in real life. They
Yeah,
only
that's-
pretend to be tolerant.
That is true. That's a good
Exactly.
point.
Yeah, I mean, we all know
That's
how.
a good.
Yeah, everybody knows liberals aren't really tolerant. They only pretend to be tolerant. They're tolerant to a certain extent.
Right.
Like think about this: all these white liberals who are like, oh my God, we love black people, but then they don't live within 10 to 20 miles of a single black person.
No, when we caught that, they there for the photo op and then they out.
Exactly.
They're tolerant from afar.
They're tolerant to a point. They're tolerant up until the point a black person moves in their neighborhood, and then it's like,
Yeah.
ooh, we have codes about this.
Yeah, we can't have that.
Exactly.
Yeah, it goes. Yeah, I've seen this with them a lot.
Yeah. That's why, like, they're fucking bullshit artists. They're like the biggest con artists fucking ever. The biggest con artist ever.
You know, and if you just stop listening to what they say and look at what their works have produced, right? What did the Bible say? The Bible said that you would know a tree by the fruit it bears. I think that was a Jesus quote, right? Jesus said that, I believe.
I believe so.
You know a tree by the fruit that it bears.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at the democratic fruit that's been bared, look at the inner cities. I mean, they're bastions and havens of murder and crime.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like, you know, I was lucky enough to grow up like halfway in the inner city, halfway out, middle class family. But you know, especially where I lived, the hood is always right down the block. There's a hood always right down the block.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, in NY how it is. You could get to a hood. You go through a nice neighborhood, you're going to a hood and to get to the other nice neighborhood. It's just like that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But they run these places, and they run these places for damn near 40, 50 years. And people keep turning to them in these policies. And even though the fruit that's been bared from them is obviously rotten, but yet there's no thought of, you know what, maybe I should try something different because this isn't working. And that's what's scary to me.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think Milo Yiannopoulos said it the best. Like, what they should be doing, and if you notice, like, the Democrats who run these places don't do, is that they should be flooding these areas with good schools. They should be flooding these areas with programs, stuff that it needs, so that kids can have chances to go to Harvard and come out of the system. But then what happens is that when that happens, the Democrats lose voters. So why would they want to do that? Because that's what keeps them getting paid.
Right.
So yeah.
Right. And they don't want them to actually compete with their kids.
Exactly.
Because their kids don't go to those schools.
But
Their kids don't live in those areas.
no.
You know what I mean? So they don't want that. They don't want that actual competition to go down. They want you right where they have you. It's the same way, you know, Hillary Clinton. There's a long list of offensive things that she's done, but I'll tell you, one of my number one peeves with her was, it was a simple thing. But not simple at all. The fact that when she went on Power 105 and it said directly to that motherfucking microphone, yeah, I have hot sauce in my bag. You might as well say grape soda and chicken. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then
Classic moment.
Charlemagne the God says, "Oh, now it sounds like you pandering," and she says, "Is it working?" Oh, number one, you're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit cunt, Hillary. Number two, you're a fucking idiots, black people. You'll sit there and let that go down.
Yeah, and they
Try that. Try
that.
that. Try that in a go on a Jewish radio station and say, "I always got a matzo ball." See how fast your ass get thrown the fuck out of there. You know what I'm saying? I don't go nowhere without my dreidel.
The yarmulke stays in the back pocket.
Exactly. Try that. You try that. You try that stuff. But these Negroes thought it was funny. But maybe they didn't think it was that funny because I guess they really didn't come out as much for it either.
I don't know. I mean,
that went to Trump. Trump got some of them too, but
that's true. I mean, not. Yeah. I mean, he got more than Romney did,
right?
Or McCain did,
right?
Or Bush did,
right?
So I mean, yeah, I mean, more did come out for him, but I mean, you're still gonna have the base voters that are always gonna go out and vote for Democrats. I mean, even when the Democratic Party was still the party of slavery. I mean, let's be serious. I mean, you know, the 1930s, you know, they still had black voters because they were the party of, you know, realistically free shit.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So you're always going to have people who are going to be opportunists who want to suck off the government's heat. And, you know, so they're always going to have a baseline voter. And you know, a baseline with, and it's sad, like people who come from low SESs. And that's just always how it's going to be. You know, regardless who's in that low SES, that's who's going to vote for him.
Right.
And it's sad.
The sad part is that they don't realize that by doing that, they're voting against their own interests. Because you have less of a chance of leaving that class.
I bet.
By staying in that. But I guess maybe most of them aren't motivated to leave. Maybe they're fine with it.
I've seen that. I don't think they do. As much as they say that, like, oh, I want to get out the hood, then if you did, you would be voting a different way. You would be, you know, voting any other way than Democrat.
Right.
I mean, especially, like, look in New York City. Like, let's be serious. Like, look how many freaking liberal Democrats run, you know, city council positions. And what has changed?
Nothing.
I mean, realistically, like, you guys get one good school in a bad neighborhood that is the hardest school to get into, and that even the kids who get into those schools are still doing bad. It's like there's still a problem. And the problem is the Democrats themselves, because they realistically don't care about you, and people just don't get that. Like, Democrats will never care about you. Liberals will never care about you, because all they do is see you as a profit at the end of the day. And that's all it is. I mean, that's politics in general. And I'm not going to sit here and say, you know, because even with some Republicans, it's the same thing. You're a profit to them at the same token.
It's definitely on both sides.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why, you know, Trump was smart in taking the road right down. Like, I'm not even part of the system.
Exactly.
And that was what a lot of, you know, Americans, especially like myself, was just tired of it. I was just sick of the whole good old boys thing going on, you know?
The globalist agenda. You mean that?
Man, they've been getting theirs off for quite some time.
Yeah.
And like as far as this is what I wanted to tell you. As far as with the Democrats thing, it wasn't that long ago when Lyndon B. Johnson, he was talking about, you know, you give me these welfare parties, I'll give you a base of voters for the next something like hundreds of years or something like that.
Yeah. That was a Lyndon B. Johnson thing.
And it's true.
Yeah. Nobody thinks about that. Like, nobody thinks about like what, like, is the Democratic Party's like ideology. Like, they think it's all about progressive movements and being people being equal. It's not, because if they were, they held the House and the Senate for years, and they did nothing. They did
Right.
nothing to benefit poor people. They did nothing to benefit black minorities. They did nothing to benefit Hispanic minorities. They did nothing. They did nothing to help gays. They did nothing to help the LGBTQ community. I mean, realistically, Obama, not even Obama, the Senate passed the Supreme Court finally passed, which I thought the timing was like impeccable, but gay marriage. They approved gay marriage, right before his second term. So I mean,
Right.
but realistically, everything is done for the political
But
gain.
you understand exactly what that was about.
Yeah, it was political. It was a political move.
Right. Yeah, because his base of voters, which was really white men, put him over the top. You know what I mean? I mean, you knew he was going to get the black vote, but
Yeah.
white men put him over the top in his first term.
Yeah.
By his second term, he ain't have that demographic no more. So he had to flip flop on his Christian stance
Yep.
against gay marriage, and now he's in support of civil unions. But this is why I just can't stand him, because you literally had a whole group of black folks thinking like, okay, we felt disenfranchised. Now you're in there. You know what I mean? You can lend a helping hand, because any intelligent black person is not thinking for the government to do something for them. They just want somebody who could work with. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it was almost like a personal spit in the face. Like, he made sure he did nothing.
No, I not according to every single black person. I mean, if you talk to some, I shit you not, if you talk to some black people on Twitter, they swear to God he did everything for black people. And when I try to get one answer out of them, tell me one thing he did for Black America.
They got nothing.
And I will shut up. Exactly. They have nothing. They change the subject or they stop answering because nobody has an answer. But their initial argument is like, "What? You don't know what you're talking about. He did everything for the black community." And I'm like, "Please tell me one thing."
No,
I just want one thing.
He worked for gays. He worked for women. This is how you could tell what his agenda is.
White
look
women.
at the things. White women, of course.
White
look
women.
at the thing. Look at what he would talk about. You know what I mean? If it came to women's rights or something equal with women, he'll have a long speech about that.
Oh yeah.
If it came to gays' rights, he'll have a long speech about that. When somebody finally asks him, "Hey, yo, motherfucker, what about what's going on in fucking Chicago, motherfucker?" This fucking nutless bastard turns and says, "Well, I find what's going on in Chicago troubling." You said troubling? Like, how else can you downgrade what's going on in Chicago? It's a massive genocide. It's a fucking war zone. That's your fucking hometown, and your people are slaughtering each other.
Hold on,
and
wait.
You find that troubling.
It might not
that's
be
all he ever said.
It might not be his hometown, according to his brother, who published his Kenyan birth certificate on Twitter today.
Is that so?
Oh yes, and that birth certificate, might I say, looks legit.
No wonder he doesn't like black American blacks. Africans hate American blacks. Well, it all makes sense. All's forgiven.
It all makes sense
Nah, I
now.
get it.
No, but you're definitely
Nah, I
right.
get it.
But you're definitely right.
Africans hate American black, and they
do.
love some white folk, yo.
They do. They do love them.
They love the shit out of
love
white
the
folk.
What are you talking about? Yo, white
I'm
folks.
like, God.
Dude, white folks gave him fucking guns and booze and fucking and what else?
Beads
And
and
spices. For
Beans
what?
and whiskey, yo.
And they took troubling black people off their hands.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? That's why
That's
they love
true.
the white folks.
That's
But
true.
I mean, but
That's why you gotta ask. That's why when you hear these back to Africa Negroes talking about reparations, you gonna say, "Well, how much you want from Africa?" because those chieftains and everything had slow shoes.
They cheated you, motherfuckers. You need to talk to those dudes.
They got to understand that slavery wasn't a racial thing; it was an economic thing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I mean, listen, I ain't trying to take away from the brutality of it, but it wasn't because you was black. It was because you was there and you was being sold by other blacks. They were the buyers. Listen, some blacks owned you. There were blacks that owned you over here. Well-to-do blacks had slaves over here.
Yeah.
So, like it's the more. That's why they had Black History Month at my daughter's school, and she was telling me about something that they said. I was like, listen, I don't want you reading too much into that stuff.
Oh my God.
Because if you start believing this stuff, they're going to make you think that you're a victim and like there's a whole bunch of stuff against you and this is why you can't do it. It almost programs you with a predisposed failure mechanism. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Oh, no, it does. It does, because my daughter's school, so they're doing this thing, and so my daughter's like, yeah, white people stole black people. And I'm like, no, honey, that's not how it happened. She was like, well, that's what they're teaching at school. I was like, well, that's wrong. She was like, it's not wrong. I was like,
right.
Yes, it is. I was like, it was actually part of a trade. That's why it was called the slave trade, because it was a trade deal in there. I was like, people were traded for guns and spices and beer and whiskey and wine.
But you see what that is, right? Now, you see, in my daughter, who is black, they're trying to program the failure mechanism.
Yeah.
And your daughter...
They're trying to make the white guilt.
Yes, they're going to program the white guilt.
I was like, no, baby.
Get the next one's ready for it.
Yeah, and I told her, I was like, first off, our family wasn't involved in that because, one, the Spaniards genocide our Taino Indian blood. So, I mean, we're good. It's like, don't worry about it. We're fine. And you know what? And we were too poor. We were Irish people. We were poor too, so we were slaves. We're good. We're good. We're covered on all fronts right now. We were oppressed, and we were exterminated. We're okay.
Like, I'm telling you. All right, but now if you held on to that for the next 600 years,
I know, right?
Where you going to be?
I know, right? If I hold on to that, I'd still be living in the projects.
We're gonna do it. You're gonna make a whole bunch of movies about it, and you know what I'm saying? Talk about it all the time. Hold your 4-leaf clover up in the air and pride. Hold your shamrock in the air or some shit. Like, you gotta move the fuck on.
Exactly. I'm just like,
it's like the Jews. You see how the Jews, they have a Holocaust museum. It's very low key. They may have something maybe once a year, but they keep it to themselves. Mm-hmm. It's not a big show. It's not for me to show the world, look what happened to us. Yeah. That's fucked up, right? How do you feel? Tell me you feel bad for me. Thank you. Give me free shit.
Give me free shit.
I want like for like my children, I want them to get into the world, compete, and just be on an even playing field. And I don't want them to be mentally think that they have a step down, because you know what, you don't. If anything, if these liberals get their way, they might have a step up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because they're tipping the scales, and I want it to be even. That's what if you want to fight for equality, then I want to be held to the same standards that you're held to. You know what I'm saying? Everything. You gotta expect that of yourself too. Though I can't pass this because this test is culturally biased. No. You want equality. The same test you take is the same test that the Asian motherfucker who just learned how to speak English a couple years ago and ACE took. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like enough excuses.
No, but this is the thing. Realistically, liberals don't want equality, because then their generation doesn't get their next generation doesn't get ahead. And that's the truth. Liberals don't want equality, because think about this. If liberals really wanted equality, then they would give up their kids' scholarship seats to kids who, couldn't get into the school from the ghetto.
Ooh.
That's equality, right?
That's practicing what you preach.
Exactly. That's how you
That
know.
that actually requires actions. That requires action behind your words
Trust
instead
me.
of a whole bunch of protesting and just making a fuss.
Yeah, so there I am sitting in a multiculturalism class, right?
Mm.
And true story. It's fucking Tango Sierra, people. True story. So there I am sitting in this multiculturalism class, and fucking, these fucking white kids are sitting there talking about the oppression of others, and I feel so sad about my privilege and all this bullshit. So
You
I
got
said,
to hear it firsthand?
yeah. These
Okay.
fucking sacks of shit kids, really, they all fucking these fucking rich kids from like Connecticut and fucking like Rhode Island, New Hampshire, LA, all this shit, and they're just talking about how bad they feel about their white privilege, and they're like, "What about you?" And I'm like, "No, I don't feel bad. I don't have any white privilege." One, two, the idea and ideology of white privilege behind it is stupid and fucking doesn't make any sense and it's fake. And
Right.
I'm like, and I tell them, I was like, if you guys feel so bad for your white privilege, are you willing right now to give up your seats in this program? Because mind you, it's a master's program. So, I mean, getting into this program, I was put it like this: I was one of 3 males to get accepted in this program,
Mm.
and I was one of 24 students.
Whoa.
So it's a
okay.
very competitive program. So,
Okay.
and this is what I ask these people: are you willing right now to give up your seat for less fortunate students? Mind you, there's like 5 or 6 of them. White, underprivileged motherfuckers. White privileged motherfuckers. And all of them said no. But what happened? They're all liberal fucking, social justice warriors. Because again, they do not believe in being equal. They sit there and they fucking run their mouth of being fucking social justice warriors and I'm here for the little guy and I want everybody to be equal. But they would not give up their seat. Why? Because in all reality, liberals do not care about anybody being equal. Because
No.
they always want to have the upper hand on you.
Right. Right.
And that's just how it is.
Well said. Very well said.
Because that's how it really is.
Very well said. That's it.
And I would love to hear a liberal argue against that. I would like to see any liberal give up their multi-million-dollar business to somebody who's underprivileged, who's been trying to open up a business for years. Would love to see that.
Not giving up anything.
Exactly.
They all talk and they're all feelings.
Yeah.
It's all feelings. And,
It is.
just like fuck your feelings.
Exactly.
Nobody cares about your feelings.
Nope.
Whining about hurt. Like, if you're talking about something of substance and something that actually matters, then that's a conversation I want to have. I've had more foolish debates with liberals than I ever had. I can remember one. There was one guy that I spoke to in a bar, and he was a Hillary supporter, and he knew I was supporting Trump. And we sat there like 2 grown men and just discussed. I said my piece, he said his piece. Of course I won. But but at the end
Can't
of the
argue
day,
with facts.
but at the end of the day, he had to admit, he was like, yeah, well, I just feel better with Hillary. That was it. And at least he honestly said it. Now, if you try to have that same conversation with a woman or a group of women who are Hillary supporters, let them be black too.
Oh, they go crazy.
Before you know it, they're screaming. I'm like, you're like, why are you yelling?
All right, yeah.
You all right?
Not
You
that
all right?
serious.
They all turned around. They hate you. I can't. I had this one lady say, I can't stand you. I'm like, personally?
We were just eating dinner at my house. What are you talking about?
This is a political opinion. You know what I'm saying?
We were just hanging out 10 minutes ago before this.
Nah, that's over with now. People have stopped speaking to me.
Oh, my God.
I'm fine. I'm fine with that.
Oh, because you're one of those black Nazis.
Yeah.
Very rare
Yeah.
to find a black Nazi.
In the black community, you have to groupthink, or else
Oh,
you'll be
yeah.
thrown out of the hive.
The
You
hive
be thrown-
mindset.
Yeah, there's maybe that's part of the reason for the non-progress in so much years. That hive mindset.
I mean,
know-
I think it's one of the most ridiculous fucking things or beliefs, I think, within any group is this idea that you have to think with the rest of your and I'm not, the rest of your ethnicity, even though you don't know any of them.
Exactly.
Who thought that was a great idea? Who's just like, yeah, we all just have to think the same because we all look the same.
But
Great idea. Like, really?
But you know what? It's not only is it ridiculous, it's dangerous.
Oh yeah, completely dangerous.
Because there's no progress if ideas and thoughts aren't challenged.
Exactly. Just
Like they need to be challenged. This is how things keep getting perpetuated and bettered. You have to challenge ideas.
Look at liberal colleges. That's all I gotta say. You want to see the liberal colleges? There you go. Dangerous place. I think more dangerous than some streets in Chicago. Yes.
That's a fact.
It's like being a Jedi.
That's a fact.
At Order 66. That's what it's like being on the liberal campus as a conservative. Just saying. But no, I mean, the hive mindset. I know, right? Like, oh shit, fuck. But you're right. I mean, this hive mindset is probably the most dangerous thing to have. I mean, because I mean, you're excommunicated and then like belittled if you don't have it. You're praised if you do, but then if you do have it, there's no social movement in your class. Do you not get that?
Right.
Your people do not socially move.
Right? Do you not see your mama's mama living right there?
Yeah.
In the same down the hall from where you live? There's a problem.
I'm like, do you realize that your neighbor has passed down that apartment to 3 generations? Just saying.
Yeah, it gets frightening.
Probably a problem with that. Oh yeah, and that's right. It's public housing as well. Think about that. Let it sink in.
Right.
I'll give you a second.
And you see, the dangerous part about it is, especially like if I try to get into a conversation with some of these other black males that have been raised by their single mother, that in itself isn't necessarily bad. It just depends on what type of mother that you had. Some of them will come with different types of arguments that are just really way out there. And then they'll start talking about comparing themselves to white folks when they had nothing to do with white folks. Like I had this conversation with this guy about Chicago. And I'm like, if you look at all the most violent cities in the country, they're mostly black and Hispanic, and they're all ran by Democrats. That's not true. That's not true. There's white ones too. It's just underreported. Okay. Let's just say there were white ones too. What does that matter? I'm talking about yours. That should be all that matters. It doesn't matter what they were doing. I'm talking about what you're doing, right? Secondly, I asked the person, I was like, really? Name me the white version of Chicago. Name me a white version of a South Central Los Angeles. Show me what's the white counterpart to any of those places. Whoa, I know it's there. I don't know it right now, but I'll get back to you. I know you'll get back to me. That's the wash the argument out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll get back to you. I'll Google it on my phone. I can't find it right now.
Right, and this is somebody who is on Facebook that I hadn't spoken to since I first got on Facebook. And it all started because some chick got mad at something I had posted about the Women's March. And because I called those chicks savages. And she got really upset at the fact I called them savages. So all of a sudden here he comes, like he's gonna jump to her defense. And I'm like, come on, homie.
I don't get people.
This Ginas with the 1 week shield on.
Jesus Christ. The white knights come out in droves. I'll save you, dear.
It's the white knight with the shield arm, the little 300 shield arm. And then long lance. This is how they get, Chris, this is how they get you up in there.
God.
Well, I tell you, man,
dude, I swear to God.
I think this is a good first episode right here.
Yeah, definitely. It's late our time, so we probably would have a longer episode today, but if this fucking goddamn Skype would have worked, or my computer probably would have worked, it would have probably been a lot better.
Yeah, that's just that's rookie mistakes. That's what we're doing. We're rookies for a second, but second episode we're gonna come back like pros. You know what I mean?
It's your boy Afghan Raven. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. You can follow us on Twitter. You can do that down in the links below. Pass this around to your friends, family, and let's make this page big. Thanks. Catch you guys on the flip side.
More raw, the slaughterhouse meat that's still warm. My rare form caused a major retreat from World War. What's more, beast mode is red dawn. Brandish firearm, metal in my palm. Almost if I had a Midas palm, even by myself. What you face is Leonidas, arm me against the world. For the struggle not to fly upon dirt, new ways to contain this rage. Every day, self-control, but it takes its toll. Explode, take it all like your chin in my load. Bringing down foes 100 up and I ain't reload. My suggestion is to bundle up. I'm bringing the cold, the shell of those who throw your body, take a loss at the goal. I'm not a person, I'm a force and occurrence of presence. The effervescent essence elevates in the heaven. Greatness awaits us. We are definitely destined. Make a diamond out of motherfucker after we press him.